Hi everybody, Leigh here from Cariad Drum Shop, and today we are going to review and put under the microscope, which means under the microphones, the British drum company Legend Series drum kit. This is a 24-inch bass drum because I like 24s. And we got a 13-inch tom and a 16-inch tom. We got a rock and sock stool. We got a drum and bass cow mat there, which is vegan, so there's no cows involved, by the way. And we have a Legend Series snare drum as well. We're going to put it all together, put the microphones on, and away to go. So just before that, I just want to show you one or two parts on the drum kit itself. So Legend Series drums are handcrafted using 100% Scandinavian birch, cross-laminated into 6mm thick shells, and they are cold pressed, and then super strong shell then is bearing edge is cut at 45 degrees, and the bearing edge is not like 45 equal, it's 45 leaning slightly towards the outer part of the drum shell, so you get a really nice seat on there. I would say that the quality from what we can see on them is really pretty. You'll notice that they have their own design on all of the legs. I do like the fact that the legs on the bass drum are larger than the legs on the tom, so that they are in proportion to the feel. Everything is badged with their own unique badge as well, but they also, on the inside, if I flip this over, this is a finish that is now the older series, if you like. They bring in new finishes out with lacquering of paints and so on. So the little rim you see on the inside there won't be on the newer ones, but the shell construction, the process of everything else is pretty much the same. What is nice about it as well, they're using all stainless steel washers inside. And you will notice with a lot of old drums where they use steel zinc washers, when they get a little damp or condensate, what tends to happen, you'll see a lot of old drums where the wood then is stained on the inside with rust marks, and it spreads through the drum itself because wood just spreads that rust through itself. So by using stainless, that will get rid of that for longevity of the drum. Really pretty, all working well. The vent on the inside there, the air vent, has got a beautiful cut, laser cut wooden washer inside it, which is really nice. They got the badges inside, and these are really pretty as well. I must say, the holders here for the tom mounts, really nice effect, all unique to British Drum Company, their own design, and away to go. So really pretty. First thought on them, they feel like quality, they look like quality, so let's see how they sound under the microscope. So we've set it all up. We've just put one crash on, which is a UFIP 19-inch crash, 1931, and a UFIP Vibra ride there, and some natural 15-inch hats. Now then, Nick in 2 minutes is going to come out because he is the man for the audio, and he's going to explain how we are miking this drum kit up. But I wanted to mention one or two other key little points for you within the drum kit itself. You will find that if you was to purchase one of these kits, on the tom holders, the memory lock is on the underside. And the nice little features, the memory lock has got what we call nylock nuts on the inside. And with a nylock nut, there's a little blue plastic band. And that means is that it never undoes on its own. Nylock nuts are used very much with cars, motorcycles, all that type of thing. Anything that vibrates. So they have thought that through. And it's the same with the back nut here on my left. So you lock down that one and leave it there, and then use the wing nut whenever you're taking the kit on and off. So nice little touches there actually, rather than a nut that you screw by hand, lock it off, and over time it just works its way out. Never can they come off on their own. So really nice touch with that. And again, the feel of all of the screws within the system going into all of the legs, again, very, very sweet. So we're just going to pop the badges off and that now, so nothing rattles. And what we're doing is to record this one with Nick as it came in. So I'm going to flick over now. When I go 1, 2, 3, I'll become a different person, and that will be Nick, and he's going to explain quickly what the microphones are and where he's positioning them and why. So after 3, 2, 1.
Right, so let's talk about mic in this kit. So start with the kick drum. And in front of the kick drum, which is not ported, so full skin, we've got a JC V67, which is a Latvian handmade mic. Lovely mic, meant to sound like a Neumann 67, which it does. Fantastic, about 4 inches away from the skin, right at the center. Secondly, around the back is a Audix D6. Now usually I'd have it through the front in the port, pointing at where the beater hits the skin, but in this case, it's around the other side, pointing at the same point. On the snare, top of the snare, usable position, I've got a Beta 57, Shure, standard. And then underneath the snare, again, out of phase, I've got a standard Shure 57. On the top tom, on a clip, which is not always ideal, but for now it's convenient, we've got an Audix D2. And on the bottom tom, on a stand this time, because obviously you get a lot more rumble and bottom end from the bottom tom, I've got an Audix D4, which is the same, but with a lower sort of frequency response. And up above are the overheads, which most importantly are 2 AKG C4 and 4s. And you'll notice we've got some Aston halos here because it's such a big room, you get a lot of reflections, just to try and focus the sound down onto the kit. They're both in cardioid pattern, and we've tried to get them equidistant so the snare is sitting like a center image from the left and right. And then back here, we've got an Aston Spirit, which is our room mic. So here it is at the moment, but what I'm going to do to increase the room sound, I'm going to push this mic quite far back. We'll have a little play, we'll start close, we'll move it further back. Obviously, the further back we move it, the more you're going to hear the room and the bigger the sound's going to become. So that's it. It's a nice, simple setup. It's a beautiful drum kit. So let's just play around and see how we can get it sound.
So after playing about with this for half an hour or so, I gotta tell you, I could play that all day long. This is slightly looser than I would normally go for, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. 24-inch bass drum, lovely, really big, looser heads, fantastic, untouched, by the way. No moon gel, no packing, no tape, no nothing. This is wide open from the factory, straight on, and that's what you got. Yes, we got nice microphones, but they are really picking up the essence of what you hear in this room. So it's pretty good for a real sound as far as we are concerned. That's what we tried to achieve. So get in touch with us if you fancy any British Drum Company product. We'll be putting videos out, if they're not already on, to do with the factory visits that we're going to have and more products coming from these guys. Extremely good drums, really well made and handcrafted, beautiful, and beautiful, beautiful designs. So stay in touch, please subscribe and all the rest of it. Give us a thumbs up and keep watching and watch our other videos. So we'll see you soon. Take care.